Imagine yourself watching the sky on a dark, crystal clear night. You look up and see a small cluster of 3 bright stars sitting incredibly close to one another. You look away for just a brief moment, and only an hour later, 53 minutes to be exact, then look back at the exact same spot. And those 3 stars are gone. They have completely vanished, leaving behind no massive explosion cloud, no faint glow, and no cosmic remnants whatsoever. It is as if someone had just wiped those 3 stars right off the celestial map with a single stroke of an eraser. Sounds like the opening scene of a fantastic sci-fi movie, doesn't it? But the story you are about to hear is entirely real. Exactly 74 years ago, astronomers at the Palomar Observatory were photographing the night sky with the most advanced telescope of the era when they witnessed this exact mind-bending event. 3 bright objects registered at 8:52 in the evening had completely vanished by 9:45 in the evening. According to the laws of modern physics and astronomy, this scenario is simply impossible. A star cannot just disappear in an hour. It either fades away slowly over billions of years or dies in a galaxy-shaking, cataclysmic explosion. Yet that night, those objects in the sky defied every rule we know. And do you want to know the creepiest part? This was only the beginning. Archive searches conducted over the last few decades have revealed over 1,000 vanishing stars that once shone brightly in old telescope records, but have now left absolutely no trace behind. So, what is happening in the deep universe? Is someone putting out stars one by one? Or are we bumping into Dyson Spheres, massive engineering projects built by highly advanced alien civilizations to enclose entire stars? Today we are lifting the veil on one of the greatest and most spine-chilling mysteries in modern astronomy. To truly understand our story, we have to rewind the clock to July 19th, 1952, at Mount Palomar Observatory in California. Inside, astronomers were working on a routine project, photographing specific sectors of the sky to map the cosmos. At exactly 8:52 in the evening, the telescope captured a small patch of sky. The resulting photographic plate revealed a strange, tight cluster of 3 brightly shining stars. Just 53 minutes later, at 9:45 in the evening, the telescope pointed right back at the exact same coordinates. But when the team developed the plate, they couldn't believe their eyes. In less than an hour, those 3 bright objects had completely vanished. At first, they suspected a flaw, like dust on the lens or a chemical error. But this was the world's most precise optical system, and all 3 dots showed perfect stellar profiles. They were real. Scientists tried to find a mathematical explanation. Maybe the stars just dim below our telescope's detection threshold. But this only made the mystery deeper. For that to be true, their brightness would have had to drop by a factor of 10,000 in under an hour. According to the laws of astrophysics, no real star can lose its light that fast. The incident shocked the scientific world. Over the following decades, telescopes searched those exact coordinates over and over. The 3 stars never reappeared, leaving absolutely no gas clouds behind. It was as if the universe was defying human logic. This impossible event was about to be forgotten as a weird anomaly until years later, when a new team of researchers proved that the mystery of Palomar was just the tip of a much larger cosmic iceberg. For decades, that bizarre night in 1952 remained locked away in the depths of astronomical archives. Many scientists hoped it was just a one-off, unexplainable telescope glitch. That was until recently, when a group of determined astronomers decided to reopen the cold case. They called themselves VASCO, short for the Vanishing and Appearing Sources During a Century of Observations project. Their mission was straightforward yet wildly ambitious: to use AI-driven software to scan every sky catalog, map, and photograph captured by humanity since the 1950s. They were hunting for those impossible objects, the ones that shone brightly in old records but had completely vanished from a modern site. When the results came in, the scientific community was left utterly stunned. The anomaly wasn't just limited to those 3 stars at Palomar. The VASCO team identified around 100 light sources that were clearly visible in 1950s catalogs, but had left absolutely no trace behind today. This was genuinely mind-boggling. The modern surveys they use for comparison are powerful enough to detect objects 5 times fainter than the older catalogs could. If those 100 stars were still out there, even if they had severely faded, it should have been child's play for modern telescopes to spot them. Yet, they were gone. Digging even deeper, the team uncovered an even more chilling detail in a study published in 2019. Out of those 100 missing objects, a specific group of 9 completely defied standard astrophysics. These 9 light sources appeared in a very tight window of time and then vanished almost simultaneously. What natural process in the universe could cause 9 independent light sources to blink out at the exact same moment? At this point, scientists had to throw their conventional theories out the window. This was no longer about a simple lens smudge or a minor error. Either invisible monsters were roaming the depths of our galaxy, swallowing stars whole, or we were witnessing a level of cosmic engineering beyond humanity's wildest imagination. Stars vanishing from the sky in the blink of an eye. When this shocking data was first shared, one captivating possibility immediately came to everyone's mind: Dyson Spheres. According to this concept proposed by theoretical physicist Freeman Dyson, a highly advanced alien civilization might have enclosed a star with artificial panels in order to harvest its energy. If this were true, that star would disappear suddenly to an observer on Earth, looking exactly like this. Astronomers eagerly turned their telescopes toward the coordinates of these missing stars. After all, according to the laws of thermodynamics, even if a Dyson sphere trapped visible light, it would inevitably radiate infrared light into space due to the massive amount of heat it absorbed. In other words, even if the star became invisible to our eyes, it should have been glowing brightly in infrared views. However, the result was a total disappointment. There was literally nothing at those coordinates. The Dyson sphere theory was eliminated. That meant we had to focus on a simpler explanation: telescope errors or dust smudges on the lenses. This suspicion was reasonable for a single telescope, but the VASCO team debunked it. Some vanishing stars were recorded simultaneously by independent distant telescopes and disappeared from all of them at once, something dust cannot mimic. With aliens and errors ruled out, only one option remained. Nature had triggered a much darker, secret astrophysical process. With both aliens and lens errors ruled out, astronomers brought a new hypothesis to the table. One ripped straight out of Einstein's theory of relativity. What if what we saw that night wasn't 3 different stars, but a trick played on us by a single object? At the heart of this theory lie magnetars. These dead stellar remnants can unleash more energy into space in milliseconds than our sun produces over several days. According to this hypothesis, on that night in 1952, a distant magnetar triggered a colossal eruption just as a stellar mass black hole passed directly between it and Earth. With their immense mass, black holes warp the fabric of space-time. When light from a faint background object passes through this warped region, the black hole acts as a natural magnifying glass, a phenomenon known as gravitational lensing. This effect doesn't just amplify the object's brightness. It bends the light, splitting a single source into 3 or 4 separate images, much like a prism. So those 3 stars at Palomar might have been the brief flare-up of a single magnetar split in 3 by a passing black hole. The moment the black hole drifted out of alignment, the lensing effect ended, and the object instantly vanished back into total darkness. Considering there are roughly 100 million rogue black holes wandering our galaxy, this scenario made perfect sense. Yet, even this theory couldn't explain the 9 stars discovered by the VASCO project that blinked out simultaneously. The odds of 9 different black holes aligning perfectly at the exact same second is statistically impossible. The mystery remained unsolved until astronomers discovered the most silent form of death in the universe. At this ultimate deadlock, astronomers discovered the most terrifying form of death in the universe: failed supernova, or direct collapse. We used to believe a star had to die in a massive supernova explosion. But nature doesn't always play by our rules. When certain massive stars die, they collapse directly into a black hole within seconds, completely silently, without any explosion. The star simply erases itself from space-time, leaving no gas clouds behind. To us, a bright light just blinks out of existence. This concept remained purely theoretical until scientists discovered a mysterious binary system called VFTS 243. Here, a massive star orbits an invisible black hole. The shocking part is its almost perfectly circular orbit. If this black hole had formed through a violent supernova, the blast would have kicked it into a highly elliptical orbit. Instead, the orbit was flawless, with zero trace of an explosion. This was the definitive proof. A star had bypassed the supernova entirely and collapsed straight into a black hole. Is this the answer to the vanishing stars of Palomar and VASCO? Most astronomers now think so. In our galaxy, massive stars are silently collapsing, leaving nothing but absolute darkness behind. Of course, we still need more evidence. The next time you look up at the stars, remember at this very second, somewhere out there, another light might be blinking out forever, leaving absolutely no trace behind. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video so we can solve new cosmic mysteries together. See you in the next video, in another mysterious corner of the universe.